we start the video, I just want to let you know that I do have a Patreon, and it's the only way to keep this channel alive. If you want to be a member of my Patreon, it's in the link in the description down below. In order to react to videos like these, since this is a Patreon requested video, I have to let you guys know, you only be a member, you have to be a Hobidon hero or a Hobidon protector on my Patreon. This allows you to request for videos in the future and maybe some artwork. That's all I have to say. I hope you guys get the message, and like I said, if you want to request a video, you got to be a member on my Patreon. That's the only way to do so. And it's in this link in the description down below. Now, enough of that. Let's get on to the reaction, shall we? And I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and let's get this started. What is up, YouTube? Frosted Hobidon here, and today I'm back with another reaction video for all of you. And today we're going to do another reaction to the Storytellers Fallout series, Season 1, Episode 16, Crimson Caverns. This was requested by Nevin Punzel on Patreon, so go check out his so go check out Shadycast's channel. Nevin Punzel, thank you for the request. Thank you, appreciate it. And if you guys want to send a request, you know what to do. Be a member of the Patreon. It's only $1 a month. And speaking of which, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell for future videos along the way to be notified. I will try my best to react to other videos as well. I have some plans, so I won't leave you guys bored. I might react to some old Death Battle videos that I never got a chance to react to, just to pass the time. But hey, content is content, and I want you guys to have fun, and so we can have fun. So, without further ado, let's get on to this reaction, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, let's do it to it.
You've experienced the Fallout series in your own way.
Yes,
but
I have.
Learn more about its story. Well, to get to the heart of the story,
Okay.
you have to go back to the beginning.
Always got to go back to the beginning. The Fallout, which is getting a TV show. I'm not sure if that show's following a main lead. I'm not sure if that series is gonna do well, because you know Hollywood doesn't respect gamers. But we shall see. Episode 16, Chapter 16, Crimson Caravan.
Anything you
announcement.
can do, I can do better.
Oh no.
I can do anything
Better than you.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Anything you can be, I can be greater. Sooner or later, I'm greater than you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're
No, you're
not.
not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Ah, classic. Oh, you're gonna pick? Ah, okay. New Cola. I guess this is their world's Coca-Cola. Simply better. We'll see about that.
Civilization is a delicate thing.
Oh, a
Tribes can
two-headed
hunt
bull.
and gather in complete isolation. Small towns can grow their own food
Wow.
and dig their own wells with
Very
little need for
a
outsiders.
very graphic
But
two-headed
anything
bull.
larger than a little collection of shacks, and folk will need to bring in supplies from somewhere else eventually. Before the Great War, people had more belongings than they knew what to do with. The bombs destroyed a lot of it, but many of those
course it
pre-war
did.
goodies are still out there, waiting for someone to come along, dig them up, and haul
Right.
across the wasteland in search of someone who's willing to pay for them. Some parts of the wasteland are blessed with piles of pre-war rubble that hold endless bits of scrap that can be used for repairs.
That's a good thing,
Other
right?
places have the rare gift of fertile soil and can grow crops. And a few places
Yes,
even
and
have
crops
fresh
are very
water
important.
without a
You
taint of radiation.
gotta learn.
Problem
Everything
is,
got
most
some
of those
farmers out
places
there.
are far away
You
from
have
each
no
other,
idea how much
and the roads
farmers work,
between them are filled with raiders, abominations, and hostile robots.
how hard they work.
It takes a brave person to walk those trails day in and day out, or a ruthless
Well,
one. The Crimson
brave for
Caravan
me,
has
yes.
been driving
I have been through
Brahmin
worse
carts across
adventures.
New California for over 100 years. They're still around because of their business savvy, luck, and plain old ruthlessness.
Oh,
They're among the first organized groups of traders in what is now the New California Republic. Not a glamorous
California.
start, hauling scrap and
That
water
would be-
from the hub
that's
to
saying
Necropolis
something.
and elsewhere. But their adventurous spirit and outright recklessness made them grow into one of the biggest businesses in the land today.
That's
Back in
good.
2161, New California was much more wild, and gangs like the Vipers, the Cons, and the Jackals were a serious danger to anyone who set foot outside of a town. The Crimson
Okay.
Caravan would hire just about anyone with a gun and a few scars to guide their
Of course
caravans
they would.
and fight off the raiders.
They
If
always
you
do.
loved the sound of bullets whizzing by and didn't mind killing someone over a wagon of Nuka-Cola, then there was always plenty of work to go around. One of the Vault Dweller's first companions pulled a stint with the Crimson Caravan, and rumors around the hub say that the Vault Dweller personally guarded a few shipments too. In those
Okay.
days, the Crimson Caravan hitched their Brahmin to the husks of pre-war cars. But these days, most traders just bundle everything up on the poor Brahmin's back and then walk the wasteland on their own 2 feet. The caravans are
see.
smaller, but they're well armed, and it's a common sight to see traders and their bodyguards chasing off a pack of overzealous raiders who are hoping to find some easy loot.
Okay.
The Crimson Caravan has spread out east into the Mojave after 2273, a move that ain't working out.
This is a
too well
lot
for
of
them.
lore and
These
history when it
parts have
comes to
had
the
their own
Fallout series,
couriers and
guys.
caravans for years. Too much competition for the
But
new
then
blood.
again, it's a
Everyone
beloved
knows
series,
that
and
if you need
there are some
something
Fallout
moved
fans out there who
fast,
has
the
respect
Mojave
for it,
Express will
and
get
they
the
don't like
job
it being
done.
tarnished.
With the NCR streaming towards the Colorado River,
I understand
there's too
that.
much commerce going on for any one company to handle it all. The wasteland is a big place, but there aren't many trade routes that can be traveled safely, even for a heavily armed caravan. The competition between Crimson
Right.
Caravan and the Mojave's trading organizations is fierce. They sent out one tough broad to take charge of the local chapter lately, and she's the sort of lady who ain't afraid to buy out the competition.
Oh, she's a tough
Plasma.
lady. One of those type of
The one
characters.
competitor that doesn't have
There's always
anything to
fun when you
fear
write
from
when you
them
write them
has
well.
also been around for over a century
Gun
as well.
runners.
Before the war,
Ugh,
the
in
term
the wastelands,
gun runner
I
meant
guess it's
someone who
appropriate.
illegally smuggled weapons to places they weren't supposed to go.
Right.
80 years after the war, the term had come to mean one particular group that excelled in repairing and building weapons. These days, the gun runners don't need to smuggle anything because customers come running to them. Everyone west of the Mississippi knows that if you need some heavy firepower, the gun runners are your new best friends.
Of course they are.
Like the Crimson Caravan.
Because there's
the
some
gun
crazy
runners had
people out there
humble
in
origins
the
after Great War.
Fallout series.
Started out as just
Gotta be
another
prepared.
hub gang that immigrated to the Boneyard around 2131, camping in a small factory in a ruined neighborhood in the Boneyard, what used to be called Los Angeles. They kept any nosy neighbors away with a moat of radioactive sludge that surrounded their headquarters, and ensured that only serious customers come by to see their customized weapons. By 2155, they adopted their business name, becoming known as the #1 dealers in killer hardware, right after the Brotherhood, that is. Their business took a hit in the 60s due to a pack of death claws that built a nest nearby. Not
Oh,
exactly good marketing for gun runners to say that they can't kill the local varmints. They
right.
got some help from a wandering do-gooder and thrived. Eventually, gun runners became a major supplier of weapons to the fledgling New California Republic.
I mean,
Nowadays,
makes
the gun
sense.
runners have kiosks spread around the wasteland that sell their wares. They build the things around their robot salesmen, no way in or out. Just a
Oh,
little chute for dispensing weapons and taking in caps.
for safety
Helps deter
precautions.
anyone from
Makes
taking the
sense.
5-finger discount or trying the shady sand shuffle on them when they ain't looking. They send out caravans to trading posts on occasion, but those caravans usually just trade with big-time buyers like the NCR, and they aren't afraid to chase away small fries. Despite their intimidating preoccupation with weaponry, the gun runners are still among the more honest weapon merchants in the wasteland. Treat them
Okay.
fairly, and you'll get the same in return.
Yeah,
That ain't so with some of the other
It should be.
ironmongers out
It should
there.
make sense.
If you're the sort that's too civilized to lob balls of lead at your enemies, you could buy a genuine death ray from the Van Graff family. But make no mistake, the Van Graffs are merchants of death, plain and simple. They don't share the gun runner's devotion to craftsmanship, and they aren't interested in experimenting with wild new variations on their arsenal.
Oh,
No,
okay.
You walk into the
I'm-
Van
I-
Graff shop out in Freeside, and you're facing folks who just want caps in exchange for firepower.
Oh,
They're just
wow.
as likely to vaporize you as they are to sell you a plasma pistol. The Van Graff
I'm very-
family has stirred
sorry
up
if I'm
trouble
very quiet,
all the
guys, I'm
way
just
from
listening.
New Reno to Freeside, and they'd be happy to sell their wares to disreputable folk east of the Colorado River, too. They've set up shop in a pre-war casino just outside of New Vegas. There are no more roulette games there, but patrons are gambling with their lives
I bet
by
they
approaching
weren't.
the place. Their underhanded dealings have built up plenty of animosity to other traders around the Mojave, and it ain't a good idea to go anywhere near them if you've got a former trader at your side.
You're right.
But there are plenty of dangers
Gotta be
that
very
even
careful
the
around
finest
these
new
lands.
energy weapons can't fight. Find a person
knows how
crawling
crazy
through
you
the desert who hasn't had anything to drink in days. They'll trade you their shiny new plasma rifle for a bottle of water. Water can be more precious than caps sometimes. Around the rest of the wasteland, water falls from the sky, bubbles up from the ground, and dribbles out of pre-war toilet pipes. Most of it still has particles of radioactive material that's been giving off atoms since the war. In the back when times, they had devices that could purify water, but most such gadgets have long since fallen into disrepair. People who have access to fresh water control one of the most valuable resources out there.
That is true. If you have the resources that you need, yeah, people are going to be relying on you.
Who ran caravans out of the hub. They knew just how precious water was, and for a brief time, they managed to rule the hub and surrounding territory with an iron fist. Their power was so great that even the Vault Dweller turned to them in Vault 13's time of need. Over the years since, the NCR has done a decent job of seeing to it that fresh water is distributed fairly in their territory. The Mojave is lucky enough to still have a supply of fresh water from Lake Mead, thanks to those clever pre-war engineers and their dam. The water merchants are all but unknown in these parts now. The merchant caravans aren't quite as organized in the capital wasteland. Before the war, that area had a high population density, at least when compared to the Mojave. All of those big cities and little suburbs along the coastline meant plenty of goods were available for people who were willing to dig it out of the ruins of their local super-duper mart. There are a couple of trading hubs out there, though. Canterbury Commons was started up by a fellow looking to make it the East Coast version of the hub, although it ended more like something out of a pre-war comic book. The trade caravans quit visiting the place when a pair of costume cornballs started fighting over the town. One of them was out to destroy the place, and the other was trying to save it. It can be hard to remember which was trying to do what, since their battles always seem to end with the town in ruins.
Of course they are.
For the most part, the capital wasteland relies on freelance do-gooders to transport messages and items from town to town. Independent traders wander their territory dispensing bits of junk to whoever happens to stumble across their path. On occasion, though, lucky wanderers might meet a trader with a pre-war military robot for sale, in decent condition, if a bit over-enthusiastic. Before the Great War, they had a saying that one man's trash is another man's treasure. That's never been more true than now.
That saying has been very popular these days.
Changed the fate of the entire wasteland, and having the right pile of scrap metal, electronics, and sensor modules in the right place can unite a traveler with the best friend they'll ever have. All of that junk gets hauled from one end of the wasteland to the other by the brave, the ruthless, and the just plain crazy.
Yeah, especially the just plain crazy ones.
Civilization, one piece of scrap at a time. But there are men who don't think the old world is returning fast enough. They crave the buried riches of the old world, just as hungrily as men crave the gold once buried in the California hills.
Oh yeah.
One man
There'll be some people who will think that way.
Humanity slowly crawls back to the glory of the pre-war days. But that is a story for another day.
Okay. Okay, I don't want to get copyrighted because music these days, you got to be very careful when it comes to music. They can get you copyrighted. Well, that was the Fallout episode 16, the Crimson Caravan. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reaction video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. What were your thoughts in this reaction video? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, take care. Have a great day. Be safe. I understand this isn't the Fallout series is not your favorites, but hey, this is a Patreon request. I'm requested to react to it. But if you're a Fallout fan, let me know in the comments down below. What were your thoughts on this? Take care. Have a great day. Be safe, and most importantly, stay frosty and stay healthy out there. Catch you out later, and make sure to wash your hands. Bye-bye.
One plus one equals two, two plus two equals four, three plus three equals six, and you're still a bitch!